The Crest of the Witch allows Hornet to drain health from enemies in Hollow Knight Silksong. To get it, we'll need to start and complete a somewhat convoluted quest line in Act 2, and there is a secret achievement that can only be unlocked while in the middle of that quest. All of that will be covered in this guide. There will be limited spoilers in the form of important information, and as usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. It's important that we discuss the secret achievement first because it will inform your decision of when to get this crest. To get the achievement, we need to defeat the final Act 2 boss while we are in the middle of the quest to get the Witch Crest. It's very challenging because we will not have access to tools or healing while doing the quest. I'm going to discuss how to go about getting this achievement while using as few spoilers as possible, so reach out to me in the comments if you need clarification. All that said, if you want this achievement, I recommend getting all needle upgrades, mask shards, and traversal abilities that can be obtained in Acts 1 and 2, and I'll leave links to guides for all of those near the bottom of this video's description. The reason why is those are the only upgrades that will factor into the boss fight. Once we've done that, we'll need to defeat the cogwork dancers that are west of Songclave, interact with the center console there, then go to all 3 quest markers around the Citadel to learn the threefold song. Once we've done that, we can return here to interact with the center console and unlock the fancy lift. Taking that lift will have us do one more boss fight, and will then unlock the Terminus Ventrica station so that we can actually leave it. Once we can actually leave west out of the Terminus and explore outside it, we'll know that we are ready to start the quest for the Crest of the Witch, if we also want to get the secret achievement. All that said, if you've already gotten the secret achievement or just don't care about getting it, then feel free to start the quest for the Crest of the Witch whenever you want. Also, we must complete the Rite of the Pollip quest to get the Crest of the Witch, so I'll leave a link to that guide for you all to follow if needed. The first step requires us to obtain the Twisted Bud, and to do that, we'll need to get into the Whispering Vaults. I'll start by showing how to unlock the shortcut from Whispering Vaults to Songclave, and you can skip ahead if you've already done this. We'll start at Songclave near the first Shrine Ventrica, then move up and to the west. We'll need to defeat the cogwork dancers and interact with the center console that appears, then go down one of the side chutes to reach the cogwork core. The map station and bench are both located in a room to the west. From here, we will need to drop down into the east past several cogwork bugs. After reaching a low point, we will then need to platform our way up and to the east. There should be a shortcut gate that we can open to the west as we go up, and from there we will move through the door that is up and east. We will then go east through one last chamber to exit the cogwork core. Hitting the lever in the next chamber will rotate the wheel passage so that we can move through it horizontally, taking us to the Whispering Vaults. There are several boxes throughout this area that can be moved along rails, and we will hit one of these to the west, then wall jump up to an arena. Several waves of enemies must be defeated here, and I'm not sure why, but I had a tough time with this. In any case, once all enemies are defeated, we can move down and east, officially entering the Whispering Vaults. Just beyond a scroll reader, we can hit a drop-down ladder in the top east corner of the room. This opens a path up to where we can purchase the Whispering Vaults map, as well as a shortcut back to the Songclave bench, which we should rest at before going back to the vaults. There are muck maggots in the area we're going to, so if you have the Wreath of Purity, it is worth equipping. Starting from Songclave, we will move down through the Whispering Vaults shortcut that we just opened. We'll move down the first big chamber in a zigzag pattern, then move through the bottom east chamber to reach another large chamber. Dropping down near the bottom of this chamber, there are two boxes that we will need to move to the east by striking them. We can then strike the higher of the two boxes to move it up, and use it to jump up and reach a secret passage in the top east corner of the chamber. There is a memory locket that we can grab in the top west corner of this chamber, but after that, we'll move to the east and clawline the ring lever to open a passage below. Moving through a small platforming section, we'll then need to carefully float past some spike pits before plunging down into a secluded section of bile water. Moving east through the muck maggots, we'll then drop down another short pit before moving west. At this point, we just need to follow the sounds of the crying baby, breaking through several sections of roots and avoiding enemies as we platform to the Twisted Bud. Picking up the Twisted Bud can be considered a point of no return in and of itself, as it will always be heard crying whenever we pull up our inventory or character menu. So we should only do this if we are intent on completing the chain quest that follows as soon as possible, or if we don't mind the sound of crying babies. To stop the crying, we will need to bring the Twisted Bud to Greyroot and Shellwood. I'll go ahead and show the path there now, starting from Bellhart. If you haven't already done so, you'll need to complete the Rite of the Pollip Wish or quest from Greyroot before they will help with the Twisted Bud. If you have the Pollip Pouch tool, then you already completed that quest. If not, you can follow the link to the guide that I have for it near the bottom of this video's description. In any case, once the prerequisites have been met, we can hand over the Twisted Bud to Greyroot, then speak with them until we are able to start the Rite of Rebirth, and this is the true point of no return. If you are trying to get the secret achievement that I mentioned earlier, make sure you have access to the final boss of Act 2 before starting this quest. A short cutscene will play out after accepting this quest and will be transported to the Chapel of the Witch, where we must hit the attack input several times to break free. You may notice that we are now cursed. We cannot switch our crest, equip tools, or even heal. We can still use all of our traversal abilities though, and needle upgrades also still count. Exiting out of this first chamber, we can quickly move east to grab a Weaver effigy, then start moving west out of this area, grabbing one other goodie along our way out. This will bring us to a new tall vertical chamber that joins the two regions of Shellwood and the Marrow. We can start by going up to open this chamber to the Shellwood region, then drop down the chamber to open it up to the Marrow region. Back in the Marrow, our next step will be to find our way to the nearest Bellway. If we wanted that secret achievement, it's called Twisted Child, then now would be the time where we fast travel to the Grand Bellway, and then from there to the Terminus via the Ventrica system. From there, we would need to go and defeat the final boss. Without getting into spoilers, I will say that both clawline and down air attacks are our friends for defeating the final boss in this current state. Also, there are several bits of unique dialogue that we can experience by speaking to various NPCs throughout Farloom while in this state. One of the most interesting from a lore perspective is gotten by trying to speak with Eva in Weednest Atla. Once we've done everything we want to do in our afflicted state, we can go ahead and cure ourselves to unlock the Crest of the Witch. I don't have the luxury of a compass right now, but we are starting at the Greymoor Bellway and will move up to the Bellhome of Yarnaby. Also, if we have a spare craft metal, and since we are near it anyways, we can go to a secret chamber above Yarnaby's Bellhome to craft the Pimpillo tool. In any case, we'll need to knock on Yarnaby's door a couple of times to explain our situation. He will then allow us inside, and speaking to him will start us on the Infestation Operation Quest. For this, we'll need to make our way east into Sinner's Road to find the duo known as Cruel and Benjen. Along the way, we can activate the lift that goes down to the halfway home, and we should take this opportunity to rest at the bench there. From there, we'll move back up the lift and to the Upper East Passage, which leads into Sinner's Road. Moving east through the first chamber, we'll follow the bench sign up a short distance, then exit through the first passage up and to the east. This will take us to a spacious chamber with lots of enemies and traps. Double jump and clawline will make it much easier than normal for us to reach the hut of Cruel and Benjen in the top east corner of the chamber. Cruel and Benjen have their own side quest involving roach guts, but fortunately I don't think we need to complete it before they can give us what we need to cure our affliction. I do think if we have done it though, that they will give us a better price to purchase the steel spines that we need. Once we have those, we can then save and quit to the menu to quickly return to the halfway home with the spines, then go from there back to Yarnaby's Bellhome. It's probably not necessary, but I'll show the way back just in case. Speaking with Yarnaby and starting the operation, we'll be treated to a short cutscene of our affliction being cured, then unlock the Crest of the Witch. Also, we can get a funny interaction with Yarnaby by speaking to him multiple times before leaving the Bellhome. I normally don't like spoiling stuff like this, but since it is so easily missed, I'll go ahead and show it now. The Crest of the Witch can be a bit difficult to work with, as it requires hitting enemies with the bind ability to actually heal. That said, tools like the Claw Mirror, Warding Bell, and Injector Band all go a long way in making the Witch Crest a lot more viable and fun to use. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me in the comments where I will do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day if you're here today, have a great Friday, and a great weekend. And as always, thanks for watching.